welcome to the first fall episode of Deep Creek Lake Live. I am here with my friend, Paula, you love it, who is representing the Deep Creek Lake Art and Wine Festival. And so we're going to talk with Paula today about the history of the festival, about what you can expect from the festival, just everything that's great about this event, what it does for the area, and, you know, how much fun it is. So tell us about it.
Okay, well, you want me to start with the history. This is our 18th year. 1 year, which of course, for everybody in 2020, we did more of a virtual silent auction, but it has been going on starting with 800 people attending, where we thought there might be 400 the first year, moving on to almost 3,000 people. We've changed a lot. We've done, as many of you know who have been to this event, we had a beer and wine festival for a couple of years that really didn't work too well. So we're always, kind of changing it, morphing it, making it better for everybody. So this year is, we're going back to Friday night wine tastings, which we did last year for the first time. It worked amazingly well, a lot of fun. And I'll get into this a little bit later when we talk about each individual night. Firefly Farms is going to be doing the hors d'oeuvres and food for the Friday night wine tasting. And we have amazing wines for that as well. So then Saturday's our big festival. And I've already seen some of the people who are coming, who have been here coming for years. I know the Sisters of the Vine is, are all going to be here. I don't know how many there are going to be, maybe 25, 30 of them. You'll see them all over. But what they have done actually is created so many other groups that have the t-shirts and things like that make this into an annual event.
So cool.
So that's where we are. And that's how the festival began.
So 18 years, that's a long festival. That's a long time.
I'm old. I'm old and exhausted.
Well, we won't ask you how old you were when it started, but
10.
Okay. For an 18-year festival, to continue to make such an impact on the area, to continue to see new growth. And it's a stressful thing to organize. There are a lot of moving parts. And so, I'm really proud of what our local folks have been able to do. It takes a whole lot of volunteers to run this thing. But let's backtrack and just hit some line items real quick. So Friday is September 9th. And the premium or premiere, how do you say
it's
it?
Premium wine tasting.
Yeah, the premium wine tasting, which happens at the fairgrounds.
At the fairgrounds in the exhibit hall. And you can also buy your wines there as well. So you taste and you can buy. That is $35.75 in advance. It sells out. So, and we have some tickets left. So get your tickets now. Tira knows that better than anybody by last year. I'm not going to say anything. But we've got about 50 wines, more than we had last year. We've got a little more capacity, grew the area, and it's some really amazing wines, 90 plus ratings.
Wow. So all the high-end stuff. And I love that that is concentrated into one evening of the festival, because Saturday you can go to the festival on September 10th at the Garrett County Fairgrounds, and you can sample some nice high-end wines, but there's also some really affordable stuff that is delicious. So, something that I think is really, really cool about the festival is that it draws folks who love wine, like me and Paula and lots of our friends, but it also brings people who maybe are not so familiar with wine and wine drinking, and gives them the opportunity to learn about what they like, what tastes good on in a pretty low key, like hands off, no pressure environment. And then if you find something you love, you can go to the wine store, which is right at the festival, and purchase it. And, I've gone with people who love wine and only want to taste like the big, bold, dirty reds. But I've gone with people who want to taste like the fruity, maybe lighter things. And there's really something for everyone.
There is something for everyone. We have everything from your good red blends to some nice, whites, some white burgundies, Chardonnays, Pinots, things like that, but also your Prosecco's, some of your sweeter sparkling wines, chocolate wine, lots of different varieties. We do have a good contingency of people that love the sweet wines, and we've got a ton of them too. So, I mean, I brought, this is the list on, well, here we're gonna have 38 wine tables this year. Most of them have anywhere from 3 to 5. It's over 200. It's huge. It's probably, well, last year, because of the we were just coming out of COVID and things like that. Some of our distributors and our wineries were a little skeptical, but this year they're going full force. So honest to God, I would come out where there's tons of tables, tons of different wines. So, and as I'm getting the list, Vera Wang. Okay, so I'm a little bit of fashion person, but Vera Wang, who is a designer, a lot of people know by wedding dresses. She's got a Prosecco. I can't wait to taste that.
Oh,
and then we have,
delicious.
ones that you're a little familiar with, like Kim Crawford, but then you've got your,
not my cousin.
Huh?
She's not my cousin.
She's not her cousin.
No,
she
I
would
wish
like
she
to be her
I wish she
cousin.
was. My favorite Sauvignon Blanc.
Yep. You've got all different kinds, of wines, Chalk Hill, things that even some that you may not have ever heard of. There's some Argentinian wines. It's national, international, lots of flavors out there. And as you know, with the admission, you get a commemorative glass.
Yes.
And your pours. So, unlimited tasting. And then what's unique about, most of you know this because you've been, of course, but what's unique about our wine festival is the wine store. So it's not, you don't go to a table, which is a tent, and it's one winery, and then you have to worry about how you're going to get your wines to your car or where you're going to put it. We have the exhibit hall at the fairgrounds, which is all the wines, and the table numbers of your sampling tables correspond with table numbers in the wine store. So you take your list and you can, check off what you want. You go right there. There are people there to help you. We've got a little wine area, our wine closet, that if you want to purchase your wines, you can leave your wines there. We'll give you a ticket to come back and get it. We've got the junior ROTC to help you take your stuff to the car. They help with boxing the wines. When you talk about volunteers, we have so many volunteers, but we also have an amazing committee that has been with us for a long time. So so it is a labor of love, and because it benefits 2 local nonprofit organizations, Heart for Animals and Garrett Lakes Arts Festival, or GLAF. So we're plus there are about 7 other local nonprofits that have tables that you can buy raffle tickets from. I know that Garrett Mentors does the wine holder.
Yes,
thing.
the crocheted wine holders. They are so cool. It's like a necklace, and it fits perfectly the commemorative glass that Paula mentioned. And so that benefits our friends over at Garrett Mentors.
Yep.
That's fantastic.
And you've got the Dove Center, our recycling, the Arts Council, Humane Society. We have the Dove Center, and a new one called Reflections House. So you can help with the, plus we have, what we don't talk about because we're all winos, but we also love art. So we've got about 30 artisans from all different genres. So it could be, we have jewelers, we have wood carving, pottery, glassware, all kinds of different really nice art.
And a lot of that stuff is local. Many of these vendors are local Garrett County artisans.
Most of them are, yeah. And so so that's always nice. And we've got a ton of food this year. So last year the Rotary Club ran out of French fries. This year they will not do that. But
plenty of potatoes in the Rotary Fry booth.
We've got everything from charcuteries to jerk tacos, really a good blend. I'm reading it from my list, but like Hey Crazy Kitchen, these are just fun places. Dee's Eats, the Rotary
Oh, I
Club.
love Daisies.
Yeah,
It's
they're
really
gonna be
good.
there. Yeah. Of course, Knights of Columbus, the Junior Women's Club, Lakeside Creamery, just a bunch of different ones. And we've got our food artisans. That's part of our artist collection. So people, our local people who prepare, who create their own foods will also be there for tasting.
That's awesome. That's
I think
fantastic.
I got it all in.
You did. You covered a lot. And so I want to backtrack and ask a couple of questions. As of earlier this week, there were still 100 tickets available for the
Less
premium.
than.
So less
That,
than
that
100
was
tickets.
earlier this week. Yeah.
So, oh, Kelly Palomar is on the chat. She says hello, hello.
Kelly is on
sorry.
our committee. She's our photographer.
Kelly Hallenbeck.
I'm sorry. Oh, I didn't say that. You did.
I did.
Okay.
Hello, Kelly. Kelly's on the committee. And as Paula mentioned, the committee that works on the festival has been, most of them in the organization for many, many years, local folks who are just putting in a ton of work to make this festival fantastic. So thank you for joining us and hello. As I was saying, there's less than 100 tickets to the premium event on Friday. I did forget to get my ticket last year and had to beg Paula to get me a ticket, and she's still mad at me. She's still going on about it. That's okay. Learn from my mistakes. Go today. I put a link in our chat to the Deep Creek Lake Art and Wine Festival Facebook page where you can find their website and you can get tickets for the Friday event. They are pre-sold only. I mean, they're not going to be any left on Friday to buy one
Now,
at the door.
the other thing is, because this is a weekend, it's always good for those of you who have not decided yet to find a place to stay. So that's where our rental companies,
Yeah, please. Oh, absolutely. Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, go
So-
ahead.
Okay, so our rental companies have packages available.
We do.
TaylorMade has packages available. You should get a hold of them. Rayleigh's got packages available. You can get a hold of them. And also Wisp is doing, if you want to stay in a hotel, did you see it?
Yeah.
Okay.
A really nice.
A
package.
really nice package. So they are, I can't remember the cost of it, maybe $250 a person. I don't really know, double occupancy, but it is like Friday night, learn how to make a charcuterie board. You can, you can come to the Friday night wine pairing, but the Friday night wine tasting, is not part of their ticket package. So you've got to buy those separately. So you can go a charcuterie board making. Saturday, they're going to have a bus service to the,
Oh, that's wonderful.
yeah, to the festival and back. And then they're going to have, I think continental breakfast Saturday, continental breakfast Sunday. And then they're having an after party Saturday in Whispers.
Yes.
So it's kind of a fun package.
And at the after party, there's going to be some great live music. We're going to talk about the live music at the event, but just on the subject, Scott Alexander, who is a member of the Tira Crawford Band, in case you've never heard of him, is going to be playing music at the after party at Wisp. So definitely check out Scott. He's doing a solo act there next Saturday.
Okay.
So
and part of the package is the entrance to the Art and Wine Festival on Saturday. So that's a ticket too.
And so the entrance to the festival, can it be pre-sold or can they only get it at the gate?
Oh, no, they're selling. So
I would go on the website.
I would encourage you to go to deepcreekwinefest.com. And
put a link in the comments now.
Because you do get a discount. So it's $31.50 online, and it's $37 at the gate. So I really encourage you to do that. Right now, the weather is at 73 degrees. It's a perfect, and for those of you who don't live here and are planning on coming, I'm looking out the window, I'm sorry, but I'm looking at the trees because the fall is kind of starting now. So it could be it could be a really beautiful weekend for fall foliage. I can't guarantee it, but it's going to be gorgeous one way or the
Yeah.
other. And it's always gorgeous to come to Deep Creek Lake in the fall.
Yes. And you know what? I've been to rainy wine festivals and here at Deep Creek, and it has not lessened my enjoyment of the
No,
event. So it
it's
really
all
does.
inside.
It's so much fun. All of the tasting tables are undercover. So, you know, the weather's going to be beautiful, but in the event that there's even a little sprinkle, don't let that stop you from attending the event because everything is undercover. The only time that you're going to be outside is when you're walking from, you know, arena to arena to kind of get to the tables. So tell me again, tickets in advance.
deepcreekwinefest.com and go to just the ticket link. And I encourage you to buy them in advance. I'm
Save
sitting
some
here
money.
talking to the microphone. I'm sorry.
Please do.
I'm talking to the microphone. Or yeah, to save some money because then you'll have a little extra to spend on the wines that you're going to buy and the food.
How much are
And the
tickets at
art.
the gate?
$37.
37. And that comes with your entry, all of your tasting, and that commemorative glass. So let's back up from the festival a little bit and talk about the organizations that the festival benefits. You went over some of the folks who are, you know, have tables inside of the event to hand out information, to raise money for their organizations. But there are two large organizations that the festival directly benefits, and those are
Heart and Garrett Lakes Arts Festival, which is GLAF. Now, these are both of our biggest fundraisers of the year. And it's so with Heart, for example, we do various events throughout the year. But the festival really is the one that we count on to support our mission. And our mission is to save the lives of homeless animals in Western Maryland and Garrett County. And we have a lot of different programs around that. We have different funds. We do low cost and no cost spay and neuter programs. Of course, we have our rescues, our transports, and our adoptions. That's all takes a lot of money to do. We just were funded with Neil's Fund, which is a fund for people in low income households in an emergency situation. And it hadn't been funded, so we're kind of excited about that. We have our Macy's Fund, which is for community cat program, all sorts of other kind of funding. And so this helps us tremendously when, especially in the winter, when your slow period starts. And this is where you need most of your income to come, you know, your income to kind of keep steady. So this is one of our biggest fundraisers.
And sadly, Mary Callis could not join us today, but she's the executive director of Garrett Lake Arts Festival, or GLAF, as it's more well known in the area. And she sent some information, right?
Yeah.
That she wanted to have you share.
So also, this is the largest, so Garrett Lakes Arts Festival, or GLAF, is the largest presenter of performing arts and arts education in Garrett County and serves the entire tri-state region of Maryland, Pennsylvania, and West Virginia. Again, this is GLAF's largest fundraiser. The funds go directly to supporting their programming for the season. And they're looking forward to being able to have our remainder of 2022 season and 2023 season performances in the new Performing Arts Center. So they're super excited about that. And Mary's busy working on that as we speak.
Yeah.
So that's who benefits from
the
this.
festival. And you know, we talked a little bit about the committee, the folks who put it on. They're folks who work every day in these organizations as well. So it's not, you know, it's not as if some big company comes in from out of the area to plan this huge event. The folks at Heart, at GLAF, and other volunteers work directly to make this happen. So
and they're people in the community, not just on, like, there's people on our board, but there's people in the community that work on this to make this happen. Because the festival started as part of the marketing roundtable with the chamber. And we were given the assignment of putting heads on beds after the season ended.
Yeah.
So we came up with this, and it grew into its own group.
Yeah.
So everybody in the community also benefits from this. Your restaurants benefit, our real estate and rentals benefit, the retail stores benefit. Everybody benefits in
yeah.
this area from this. This is probably the third biggest event in Garrett County.
I would say so. Yeah. And so, Paula mentioned restaurants, grocery, boutiques, everything is affected because of how many people come into the area just for this event. I mean, again, in 18 years in the making, people put it on their calendar year after year and come to Deep Creek just for the Art and Wine Festival. So if you've never been, here's another plug. You've got to go. It's next Saturday, September 10th, at the Garrett County Fairgrounds. We're talking with Paula Udalevit, who is helps run the the Deep Creek Lake, Deep Creek Lake Art and Wine Festival. And in the comments of this live stream, I've put lots of links to, pages that you want to check out, folks that benefit or organizations that benefit from the event itself, some of the music, and there is live music.
Oh, there's live music, Jimmy Flanagan, Time Flies.
They're so fun.
Yeah, they're fun.
Yeah.
There's let's see, and Greg Short and Friends. So we've got lots of music. People love to dance.
Yeah, there's a lot of dancing. It is honestly just such a nice time to enjoy Garrett County and some wine. And then there's also beer at the festival.
Yeah. Oh, thank you. I almost forgot about that. So this is actually kind of what happened with when we eliminated the beer. We actually, beer tasting, but we kept beer. So Mountain State Brewery and Stogie Company Football Lounge will be having the beer on tap from Short Story and Mountain State Brewing Company, and they're $5 for 16 ounce. We have bleachers. It's undercover. It's in the exhibit hall, and we will be showing the college football game of the week.
Yeah.
So WVU game doesn't start till 6, so all you WVU fans can just come to the festival.
We're already beat up enough after last night. We don't need to.
I know, but it was good for a while.
It was good for a while.
It was good for a while. But I know what, a little interception, what are you gonna do? So, so you watch it in the football lounge, there's beer, and there's Stogie Company every year comes out, and they're outside with their own little tent, and you can have buy cigars, sit outside. We're going to have a TV outside as well, and you can watch the game, have a beer, have a cigar. The guys guys and women who don't drink wine, love to drink beer, that's the best place to go while your other friends are gallivanting around tasting the wines. You have a place to sit, relax, have a cigar, and have a beer and watch the game. So great time, great organization, tremendous benefit to the community. 18 years in the making leading up to next Saturday. I just think that's amazing. I mean, that's almost as long as I've been alive. And I think it's really impressive. And I've been the coach here since then. And I'm here today.
So let me ask some questions about the planning. The festival is going to take place on Saturday next week. When will you start planning for 2023?
We start in January. Most of the work starts in March, but we look at what, we always like to look at what we did that we can make better. Mm-hmm. And actually, that's where the Friday night came out of one of our friends, Laura. Yeah. That was her idea. Yeah. And it was a success. So we look at that immediately after, and then we start planning. The planning itself, working with the distributors, the marketing of it, and then just making sure you have the POS, everything that goes in place. Eric Robeson is in charge of the wine store, mm-hmm. But he also makes sure that Perry's is there with our with all of the recycling things and stuff like that. And I actually should mention our sponsors, which Please. Is McHenry Beverage, Solnet, Tailor Made. I'm trying to go that Tailor Made, Raleigh Vacations, Mountain State Brewing Company, Red Barn, Firefly Farms, the Stogie Company, My Bank First United, and Arrowhead Deli.
Wow. That's an awesome list.
Yeah.
That's great. So tons of sponsors, lots of fun, and months and months and months of work leading up to this.
But it's worth it. At the end, it's always worth it. The first year we started, and this was with Diane Bell, and we actually did it for the Red Cross then.
I remember
For
that.
the first, I'd say the first 9 years, maybe. We were doing it with the Red Cross, and after the first year of us not knowing what we were doing at all, Diane and I swore, on the day of, we are never doing this again. And then we go, wow, look what we raised in our first year. And we're, okay, we're going to do it. So
yeah. And here we are 18 years later.
Here we are.
Hilarious. That's a neat history, and it's neat how it has transcended over the years from benefiting the American Red Cross, which is of course a crucial organization throughout the country, to then bringing it in and benefiting local organizations specifically. I think that's tremendous. So let's see, what else is there to share? You talked about, oh, you go ahead, and then I'm going to interrupt you. Okay. So, in all of the years that I've attended the Art and Wine Festival, and sadly, I'm not going to be there this year, and I don't really want to talk about it because I'm bummed, but in the many years that I've attended, there is a group that you mentioned earlier that has been there and made it just makes
probably
it so much
or
fun.
13th year.
So Sisters of the Vine, talk to me. Where do they come from? How did this begin? I know you are close with them, now as you guys have grown this friendship through the festival.
So the Sisters of the Vine began probably as a group of 20 women. They come from all over, and they are a wine club, mostly out of Baltimore metro area, Howard County, Baltimore County, that area. However, a lot of them come from Florida. There are, relatives and things like that. And I will tell you a great story in that, not that anybody cares, but anyway, so they come from all over. They meet monthly, and they decided maybe 12 years ago that this is what they were going to try. They get a huge house. It is, I think the most they've ever had is maybe 32 people. It's usually about 25, 26. And they make a weekend of it. They have all of their food decided. They usually do something Thursday night, but then they have a menu. They have a book. They are the most organized people I know. They have a book of who's bringing what and what the menu is going to be. And at the festival on Saturday, they have their menu with them, and they're picking the wines that they want for that menu, plus whatever they're going to take home.
Yeah, sure.
So I forgot what I was going to say about my funny
story. Yeah,
story.
Great.
Kind of, let's see, Sisters of the Vine. Yeah, it must not have
The
been that
menu
great.
was, it was something about family.
Oh,
That's when you remember.
okay.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, okay. I'm still 12.
We're a good team.
So one time when they were there, I usually go to see them on Friday night after, we set up, and I'll stop by and see them drink and say hello and all that good stuff and eat their great food. I'm looking at them. They're all doing this line dancing outside. And I said to Sabrina, who I know well, and I go, who is that dancing? And she said, Lisa. And I said, I worked with her in Charlotte, North Carolina 20 years ago. So, I mean, okay, nobody cares about it, but it was like, that's how small this town, this world
Well,
is.
it's a small world, and the fact that they all, transcend here to Deep Creek. I think that, outside of the Art and Wine Festival and Paula's experience with meeting someone or seeing someone that she had known years and years ago, that actually happens to you a lot. I have heard of a bunch of stories you told me.
Mr.
Like
Myers.
Mr. Myers is
Yeah,
a big one, but anyway. I
put around.
I just think that, even though it may be quiet on a national scale, the fact that Deep Creek is that gathering place for groups who do come from all over the country. And again, it's not just for the Art and Wine Festival. It's for summer vacation. It's to see the fall foliage. It's for skiing and snowboarding at the Wisp in the winter. It's for the Autumn Glory Festival. All these things, whenever you live here, as we do, you sometimes forget how important places like Deep Creek Lake are to families because of events like this, and friends who make this their yearly event. I'm, I get chills, honestly, talking about it. I'm so grateful to be able to be in a place and to do things like this, to share, with Paula, with all of the other community talk episodes that we've done, and even the market talk episodes through Deep Creek Lake Live. It means so much to me to be able to continue to bring this information about Deep Creek Lake out to the masses in this way. So please, if you're watching, share the live feed, watch for the podcast to drop a little later, hopefully early next week, and share it out, because the Art and Wine Festival is a huge and awesome event, but there's so much in this town, and sometimes it's overwhelming, the amount of awesome events and great organizations that we have to support because of the makeup of our area. So please do share this information and make sure that everybody is hearing the good word, because how many people do you expect at the festival this year?
About probably 25 to 2,700. It's hard to tell this year because we're still in a lot of people wait now until the last minute for things.
Weather and COVID.
It's still in, you all know that, and we're in another world. It's just a different world now. It is what it is today.
So potentially 3,000 people, in one day or close to that number. That's huge. And we know all of them aren't from Garrett County. They're coming in and making this their destination. And for coming to the area.
Yeah, it's and actually we see this, a lot of the same people every year too, but we see a lot of new faces. But it's people who live here, it's people who own homes here, and it's a lot of people that come from out of town because this is their fall thing to do.
Yeah.
And so it's a great experience.
And it's the first official post-summer weekend. Labor Day is this weekend, and we call that the official, or maybe unofficial, end of summer at Deep Creek. Kids are going back to school, sports are happening, things are changing for the regular summer vacations. So to me, this is the first fall event of the season, and that is my favorite time of year at Deep Creek. Paula mentioned, we're looking at a tree outside of my office window that has some leaves that are just starting to turn. We're certainly not going to be in peak foliage next weekend, but I bet you're going to see the beginnings of fall occurring in our area. And 73 degrees sounds pretty nice compared to some of these 85 degree days that we have had. So, bring layers. If you're coming to Garrett County for the first time, be prepared for anything. It's probably not going to snow, but we cannot make that guarantee.
I'm going to guarantee it's not going to snow. I'm going to guarantee that. I'm going to go out on a limb and do that. So,
okay, that's pretty bold.
So to recap,
yes,
it is September 9th is our premium wine tasting. That's advanced tickets. I encourage you, if you really want to go for these really, really nice premium wines, get your tickets now, deepcreekwinefest.com. Saturday from noon to 6 is our Art and Wine Festival with the artists, the wine, and the entertainment. And that the wine store, which I forgot to mention, is open till 7. So you can just take your time and then buy your wines until 7 o'clock. So those are the 2 dates. And then we've got the football lounge with the Stogie Company cigars, Short Story, and Mountain State Brewery serving beer. And we'll have the football game of the week. Entertainment, check out all of our rental companies, TaylorMade, Raley's, Wisp, for package deals. And come on out and help celebrate fall.
Yes, let's do it. I'm excited. Thank you so much for joining me.
Thank you for having us.
If you're watching the live feed, all of us. If you're watching the live feed, you will see links to a lot of what Paula just mentioned and things that we've talked about throughout the broadcast in the comment section. Drop us a comment and let us know if you are going to the wine festival. We want to hear from you. I want to hear all of your stories. Again, I'm so sad I'm going to miss it, but I can't wait to see the photographs, the video, and just to hear from everybody how much fun it's going to be this year. So please check out the comment section. Let the Art and Wine Festival know what you thought of the broadcast today, and stay tuned for the podcast coming out later this week.
Thank you for having us. Thanks, guys. Thank you very much.
Have a great day. Happy Friday.
Yeah.